No, kitty, it's my burrito. No, my burrito. Alright, so Sonic 2, obviously, as we've come to expect, is the apex of its genre.
Yeah.
And, what can I say? Really tight controls. Really good graphics. There were a few textures that I noticed didn't quite load in all the way. But, that's come to expect with a Sonic Team at this point. I gotta say, I'm glad we've shied away from the boost formula. We've gone back to something reductive, something that's tried and true. And, seeing the adventure formula brought back was really nice to see as a longtime fan of the series. And,
yeah.
Gotta say, the boss fight with Knuckles, it was a little harder than in, like Hidden Palace Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And, the adventure boss fights. But, it's not, the Eggman Land stage of Sonic Unleashed. If you endure enough, you'll be able to get by. Sonic games benefit most from, having a lot of replay value. You start with a stage that you struggle with, and the more you play it, the more speedy you get. I'd say this title excels with that concept and more. And it was able to, remind me of level design a little bit like Rayman Legends, where it was working with gravity in very interesting ways. I will say Tails' new flight, it's a little broken for my taste. Like in this game, he has like a little bit of a span before he gets tired. In this title, however, he just can carry you as often as like, and it does break the game a little bit, but it was still an enjoyable time, and I'd recommend everyone play it. April Fools, you motherfuckers. Alright, now onto the actual review. As much fun as that was. And originally I wanted Morbius to be my April Fool's joke, just me gushing over the movie, but it actually turned out not to be like as terrible as I was expecting. So, plus I reviewed it the day before April Fool's, so it didn't line up exactly when I wanted it to. But here we are. It's been an April Fool's week for me for sure. But looking beyond that, Sonic 2.
Holy shit.
By all accounts, this movie, shouldn't have existed, and the first movie should have been dog shit, and it wasn't. And here we are with undeniably the best video game movie ever made.
Here we are walking into a Sonic movie with positive expectations.
Which is mind-blowing itself.
And having those expectations being, at the very least, met.
Like, yeah, I was kind of blown away by this fucking movie as a longtime Sonic fan. Just, I'm going to say right now, easily the best video game movie I have ever seen. Nothing even comes close to it.
By far.
Clearly, it's a kid's movie, and it's meant for, like, the little kids. There's movies like Ice Age 3 and, like, all the sequels to that make a lot of fart jokes, make a lot of poop jokes and butt jokes. There's a lot of fart jokes in this movie, sure. Did it ruin it for me? Absolutely not. There is so much love put into this movie.
Like, this feels like a passion project.
By all accounts, this is Sonic Mania, the movie. I was just enamored. Like, from as soon as it started, seeing the set of Mushroom Hill Zone, or, the Mushroom Planet, but it's clearly Mushroom Hill Zone.
From the first shot, you could tell that they still had, like, full faith in what they had done in the previous film, and wanted, like, you could tell that they actually had at least something resembling a roadmap ready when they started making the first film. You brought up an interesting point before we saw the movie about the first trailer. I'd like you to share that now. This is going to get a little conspiracy theory-y. So, hear him out on it, but after seeing this movie, I think it makes a little bit more sense.
So, put on my little conspiracy theory helmet, aluminum foil and shit. I think Paramount had this video game movie that they were just going to kind of throw out there, to try and make some money, But then they realized, like, oh, there's a whole culture surrounding Sonic to hate it, you know? So, the first trailer, they released the Sonic design, and it looked terrible, and everyone ripped it to shreds. So Paramount was like, hey, we're going to listen to you guys and take some time, and our animators are going to fix this. I think that was kind of a ruse, if you ask me. I think
this is where the tinfoil hats go on.
I think, and originally, like, as far as the production and the VFX for Sonic 1 went, when the first trailer got released, there was really only a placeholder for the motion capture at that point. That design that we saw, I am certain, was created for that trailer to garner, like, this hate hype for it, to make fun of it, get it all this publicity. And so the studio, realizing this movie needed more time, they didn't want to delay it further, suggesting that, hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. They took that and not exploited it, but capitalized on it, saying, hey, we're going to start working on a redesign so they could have an excuse, like a justifiable one, to delay the movie, so it wouldn't sound like a disaster when it would come out. And lo and behold, Sonic 1 turned out fine. Sonic 2, on the other hand, was a goddamn near masterpiece of a video game movie, and I think it is poetic. It is fucking poetry.
I literally was, like, sitting in the theater the entire time with a big goofy-ass grin on my face.
It is poetry that something called Sonic 2, for the second time, has defined a genre. You know, Sonic 2, quintessential platformer, you know?
Yeah.
Sonic 2, best video game movie of all time.
By far.
I still believe that the idea of this being live action is kind of hilarious and not needed. However, you know, that's more of my feelings towards the first movie. You know, now that we've had that pill swallowed here, it is just a cartoon. Yeah. Watch it like a cartoon. You know, obviously everything is CGI. Everything. You know, if you're looking for that, it's going to take you out of it. But if you watch it as a cartoon, it's excellent, you know? It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like, don't approach this, you know, looking for cinema, because you're not gonna find, like, approach this, like...
Know that this is made for little kids, for, like, you to bring your little kids to. You know, it's that kind of comedy film.
But it's still meant for Sonic fans as well.
It's also just as much meant for the fans. Like I said, I am dead serious when this is as close to a Sonic Mania movie as we will ever get.
Everybody who was in the creative department for this movie, they're clearly fans of the franchise.
Yeah, is there a lot of fan service in this film? Absolutely, but I wouldn't say it's bad because of it.
I mean, Ben Schwartz even does a little of his own fan service, like a little bit of a... There is a little bit of Parks and Rec fan service, so...
Which, to be fair, you know, I wasn't too blown away with Ben Schwartz in the first movie, but here, I think he's Sonic, you know? He has a lot more to say, you know, but not in, like, that Bubsy way that's really fucking annoying. It's just this constant, you know, insults and taunts from Sonic that we're accustomed to seeing in the games, for better or for worse. In the movie, it's great. Like, I love seeing that. I love seeing, like, all of the stuff it's harkening back to. Not just in the games, man. I'm certain it pulled from the Archie comics, from the Sat AM cartoon, or at the very least the one with Jalil White and Urkel. Like, they were dead serious.
It was even pulling a little bit from Sonic X.
Yeah, there's a little tongue-in-cheek joke where, you know, I won't spoil it, but it, you know, praises Sonic Adventure 2. But even that, like, I thought was awesome.
But the fan service in this film is just, honestly, it's so...
It's endearing.
It never feels, like, overly out of place.
Right, it doesn't feel like it's coming from a studio that's forcing it to, like, you know, hey,
yeah, it's, like,
this?
all very natural to what the franchise would allow.
Exactly, yeah.
Man. Which flavor is this that you got in right now?
It is a Choices Blue Dream.
Okay.
Yes. It is quite strong. So let's actually talk about something relevant to the movie for a second.
Yeah.
I will say, as far as something that didn't work for me, and I'll absolutely be honest about it, it doesn't affect the quality of the movie in any shape or form because, like I said, it is targeted for little kids. From the studio side, I just, watching this, it didn't work for me. Almost every licensed song didn't work, less for one.
There was
awesome.
one that was actually really cool, and the rest just felt out of place or
very dated,
unaware of the time period that it actually is.
Yeah, very much hey, studio out of touch with the actually modern audience.
Yeah.
There is that, but
it just reeks of dad that heard one song on the radio 2 years ago and made it his whole personality core.
Damn.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, for what it's worth, I will say the OST is excellent,
Yeah, the actual score, really good.
It's to be expected from not only Sonic titles, but also Tom Holkenborg. Dude's a fucking genius, and everyone should really be keeping an eye on him, because we might have the next Hans Zimmer on our hands, if you ask me. It's crazy that Sonic 2 is the movie that I'm saying that, and it's definitely not even nearly his best score. But there is shit in this movie that made, the action sequences actually excellent. That's what's craziest to me. This kid's movie having, a good showcase of these abilities from these characters. We haven't seen shit like this in Sonic Heroes. I gotta say, I'm legitimately excited to see where this franchise goes. Not the Sonic brand, I don't really care about the games anymore. But as far as at least the new games,
it genuinely feels like a fucking glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, it feels like we got stuck in some weird paradox universe.
Either the simulation is broken, or this is proof that we're not in a simulation. Because in a simulation, the computer would have been logical outcome, Sonic movie bad.
Right? Yeah. Idris Elba's as Knuckles. I don't have to be the one to tell you he was excellent. As soon as that casting was announced, I'm like, hey, that's a don't fuckles with Knuckles right there. I love the Rastafarian Knuckles. Sorry.
After watching the movie, do you believe that this Knuckles fucks?
Idris Elba made a weird ass comment saying Knuckles wasn't going to be sexy in this movie. It doesn't help with that question. I just won't answer it. Because there is no right answer there.
No, this version of Knuckles is definitely involuntarily celibate, but is not an incel.
I get that, yeah. No, I thought he was great. I thought Tails was pretty good.
Yeah, Tails was excellent.
Their inclusion, or Tails' inclusion in the movie, I mean, you could argue it was forced, but I didn't care. It picks up...
I think it fits well enough.
It fits well enough with what they've established with how these rings work and all that. I wouldn't say the story lost focus or anywhere.
I still love how they do the rings in this universe.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. They're literally special stage rings. In Sonic 1, when you get 50 rings, you jump through the giant ring at the end.
Yeah.
Takes you to a special stage. It just makes sense for that to be the bridge between the Sonic multiverse and all these worlds.
Yeah.
Which was just, that's a detail that, the average moviegoer is going to be like, hey, that's, neat. But, they're not going to understand why, as a Sonic fan, it's cool. But, I will say it was very touching. I sat next to, a kid and their parent, and clearly the parent was, they were raised on the Genesis games. And, they're just sitting there, just eyes wide, experiencing Sonic for the first time. And they looked at him and was like, who's that? And he's like, his name's Knuckles. He's in Sonic 3. And all that. That must be awesome, I would have never imagined we would have ever gotten a moment like that to show Sonic to our kids for the first time,
It's unreal.
It's so special, and it's just, I love this movie for that.
The more I think about it, the more I realize just how self-aware this movie is. Mm-hmm. It knows that, families are going to be making memories with their children here.
Exactly.
They
not just...
knew they had a great film on their hands. There was no doubt in anybody's mind. They went into this film with their fucking dicks hanging out, and they said, y'all are gonna fucking look at these, and you're gonna like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that this is one of the best, like, superhero franchises right now. Like, I wouldn't have guessed that 10 years ago.
I cannot believe how excited I am for the future of Sonic films.
Exactly, like... Who could have ever thought that would have been a thing? And like, I'll even say I like the shit involving the human characters. Like, I thought they were kind of needless for the first one, you know, besides for the whole point of Sonic's arc.
There were still a few like weird scenes.
I actually thought that, like...
I think you know which scene I'm talking about in specific.
The subplot involving them directly was fucking hilarious. Like, I'll be the first to admit, all that shit, I thought was gonna be stupid, but I laughed my ass off.
It paid off well, and then I think that it just got drug on a little bit longer than it needed to, and I think you know what part I'm talking about.
I will say, as far as their inclusion in the finale, like the grand climax... I didn't really need that, but otherwise their inclusion in the film was great.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought James Marsden was going to phone it in, and at first it looked like he was going to, but then, like, he actually has a genuine heart-to-heart with Sonic. He feels like a character that actually connected with him from the first movie, and I appreciate that, you know? Like, it would have been very easy for him to just get a paycheck, but he actually, like... read his lines like a character, and like I know that's a very shallow compliment, but it does mean a lot. It means that like they are taking this franchise seriously. And
how did you feel about Shamar Moore? I'm just entirely curious about how you felt about that. Like, how was his character for you?
He was fun.
Like, I kind of cringed when they brought him in.
Oh,
when
definitely,
when I realized it was him, because I hadn't picked up it was him from the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely cringed a little bit, but I thought what he did was pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed it.
I mean, the movie's paced very well. It's shot pretty well. You know, clearly everything is CGI.
There were a few shots that kind of took me out of it, and when you see it, you'll know exactly which ones I'm talking about. That just kind of look like they could have been edited a little bit better. The green screen looks a little bit rough. But
it's a cartoon.
It's a fucking Sonic movie.
It's a cartoon, you know.
You know, I can be a lot more forgiving of minor CGI fuck-ups in a Sonic movie just because it's a Sonic movie that's fucking good.
Yeah, like I'd say, you know, every fault, if you will, is more than made up for by the heart that lies in this movie.
Yeah, like, this is...
there was a nice little tongue-in-cheek about, you know, a common trope, Sonic drowning in. Like, that's his big arc to overcome, you know? And I thought that was excellent, you know? It was executed well.
Like, that's just another example of when I thought the OST was great.
Yeah, man, like...
Like, there were so many cool throwbacks.
Like, yeah, like...
I hope we get some throwbacks to, like, the Sonic Adventure OSTs here soon.
Yeah, this movie went from a 5-star to a 0-star just because it omitted a Crush 40 song. Like, how are you gonna have licensed music and fucking not think to throw in, like, Live and Learn or shit like that? Which, Live and Learn would have been perfect for this fucking movie. If you've seen it, you know exactly why.
I think City Escape would have been fun for one specific scene.
The next one is just Sonic Heroes. But it says it's 3 Sonic 3-Os.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, we can keep gushing about this movie all day, but I mean, we've basically covered it, you know.
Have you just by talking about it changed your rating anymore from what you originally thought it was?
No, as soon as I like saw the last shot in the credits, I knew exactly the score.
Yeah, I would
It's gonna
agree.
be.
I would agree. It's a 3 stars.
I can't
But-
believe I'm about to get a fucking video game movie a 3-star rating.
It blows my mind.
Absolutely. Like, way to go, guys. You made a great sequel to a movie that I thought was going to be the worst shit imaginable. Like, I can genuinely say this is, like, easily gonna be in my top 10 favorite of the year.
And I can already imagine the Steelbook designs for this. Like,
Yeah.
if they do the Sonic, if they do like a Sonic like throwback cover.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they should really, like, do, like, a Steelbook design with the Japanese Genesis covers, because that shit looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me wonder if the next film is going to pull from Sonic CD in any way, like involve time travel.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe that's something else that the rings can do.
Well, I don't want them to use time travel if they don't have like the posts that say past and future. Like, if they're gonna use time travel, they gotta fucking go for that.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's up to you if you want to talk about, you know who.
I'm trying to. Do you wanna bring it up at all?
I feel content not to. You know, we can just say that, like...
Yeah, longtime fans of the franchise are going to be very pleased with this, for sure.
Like, what it sets up for the next movies, like, I'm legitimately excited.
Yeah, like...
yeah,
unbelievably.
I had a feeling like they were going to do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you know... It was executed well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sonic 3 is about to be the best fucking movie ever. You know?
Sonic 3 is going to be the first movie to break $1 trillion at the box office.
Sonic 3 sweep. No,
Sonic
truthfully...
3 will be the first movie to be shown in theaters for 52 consecutive weeks.
You know
That's
what?
probably happened before, honestly.
I would love it if Sonic 3 were a 2-part movie. I think that would be excellent. You know, because like with the
Sonic 3 episode 1, Sonic
No.
3 episode 2.
The fucking Sonic 4 episode shit pissed me off. You shut your mouth.
Oh, I was making a Half-Life joke.
No, fucking Sega released Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and it was going to be broken up into episodes with 4 zones each. It was terrible.
I was talking about
I know, but like you didn't realize the offensive joke you made. You might as well have said a racial slur to me. I fucking hate Sonic 4. No, I'm talking about like how Sonic 3 was split into 2 games, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. They should absolutely make Sonic the Hedgehog 3 a 2-part film, just to like pay respects, you know? But you fucking say episode in Sonic in the same sentence again, I will fucking smack the ginger out of you. I think I gotta get high, so with that said, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I want to thank Paramount for making Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I love this film. I think you should see it. I hope it breaks $1 billion at the box office.
Go see this fucking movie, please.
Take your kids to see it. They're gonna fucking love it.
Yeah,
you know?
like this is, oh my god.
I'm gonna get back to playing some classic Sonic because it definitely, like, as soon as the credits started rolling, I'm like, I gotta fucking play these games again.
My heart is so full.
It's full, you know. So thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in whatever other movie I'm gonna see. I know.
Definitely got Doctor Strange coming up next month.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Doctor Strange, but I'm fucking really excited for the unbearable weight of massive talent with Nicolas Cage.
I think The Lost City actually looks like it might be unironically not bad. Like, I think The Lost City could actually be at least a 1-star movie.
And Bullet Train looks excellent, too. With Brad Pitt. It's got the director of, I think, Deadpool 2.
Well, and Brad Pitt's in The Lost City, too, because that's the Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock, Daniel Radcliffe, Brad Pitt one.
Yeah.
That actually looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so who knows? We might throw in a non-superhero comic booky movie. I
love doing that.
Yeah, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. I try and see a lot of movies. I definitely don't get to review, like, most of them, but thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll catch you in the next review we do.
Take it easy.
So, yeah, I guess just start asking questions about how it felt.
So how'd you feel about it?
About Sonic 2?
Yeah.
Well, truthfully, it's what we've come to expect from Sonic Team at this point, The graphics are obviously top notch, and I noticed very little frame rate drops. And
Yeah, you kind of botched that right there. You having some trouble with the difficulty?
No, it just started me at a checkpoint with no rings.